Hey guys, welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys, as I said to you before on an earlier pre-record, we don't have hot, messy topics today, but it's because we still have family in town. We're kind of shaking and moving a little bit. In the meantime, though, Crystal Kung Minkoff is speaking out about what annoys her about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, who she thinks is coming back, being excluded by the Fox Force 5, and if Dorit and Erica's little feud from BravoCon is staged. So we have a lot to discuss, but before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And with that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so it seems like Crystal Kung Minkoff is pretty frustrated after her first few seasons, last 2 seasons technically, on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. As she prepares to potentially reunite with her co-stars, getting ready for season 13, Crystal opened up about her main issues on the show while also addressing her exclusion from the Fox Force 5 and sharing her thoughts on Erica's potentially staged drama with Dorit. Now, I did just see a photo that was posted of Crystal with Diana Jenkins, and I was a little shocked by that, because Crystal's good friends with Garcelle, and Garcelle obviously has no patience for Diana Jenkins. However, Crystal's her own person, so maybe I shouldn't be so shocked. I think the double standard stuff is beyond annoying, and I didn't really realize it until now, how hardcore it is. But now that I feel strongly about it, I have no fear about saying it. And this is what she said on Danny Pellegrino's Everything Iconic podcast. It's so obvious that I can't ignore it. According to Crystal, it was frustrating to be criticized for the language that she used with Sutton, including her comments about being violated by her Real Housewife of Beverly Hills cast member, Sutton the Star. Yeah. Well, she said that she made a dark comment, and this was allegedly something about a racial remark, but Lisa Rinna was also seemingly allowed to make similar statements about Kathy Hilton and her meltdown in Aspen. I'm like, how are you allowing this to be said about someone else? And you just come for me for 2 years about something that I experienced and that Sutton and I had both agreed on. But when you're sitting there and they're having these discussions, it's sort of, for me to insert myself, it's like, what about me? She feels like, I'm going to take away from the conversation, and I don't want to do that. How awful is that, though? Crystal's like, you guys in your discussions are so relevant. Your experiences, your arguments, everything in between, that's relevant to you. But then when I say something, it's not relevant. Yeah, that would be annoying. It's hard to find moments that feel organic, that make sense to respond. But like I said, the audience is smart and they can see it. Regarding the alliances that have formed on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, namely the Fox Force 5, which consist of Erica, Dorit, Lisa, Kyle Richards, and former cast member Teddy Mellencamp, Crystal admitted that she was naive at first. I kind of thought, I'd walk in and be like, I'm going to kill them with kindness. And that doesn't work. So I remember early my first season, Garcelle said to me, she's like, don't you feel like they don't include us? And I was like, no. That was her second season. And now that I'm at my second season, I was like, oh no, I see it now. Yeah, you guys are excluded. And that's shitty. But I would just form my own Fox Force 5. And I would call it a better name. Because the Fox Force 5 is... nobody cares. Looking back, Crystal now realizes that Garcelle likely believed the two of them, along with Sutton, were being left out together. And in a way, it sort of bonded us, me, Sutton, and Garcelle, of being the outsiders, so it's not a bad thing. As for the shade that Erica threw towards Dorit about her marriage to PK at BravoCon last month, Crystal admitted to having her doubts about the authenticity of the feud, because this is what host Danny Pellegrino asked, that it may have been Erica's sort of effort to help keep Dorit on the show. If it was a year ago, I would have been like, why did she say that, right? And now I'm like, I wonder. I'm trying to get smart to it, but I noticed that when she kind of sat there. She was like, I don't want to say, and she was like getting nervous, and then she like walked there very confidently and then said it. So I was like, I'm not too sure. Maybe that's a good friend. I don't know. Pretty much like everyone thought this too. Everyone felt like she said what she said about Dorit in order, like it was an effort to keep her on the show. So I do agree with that. I mean, Now, 5 years later, this is according to Crystal. According to Crystal, her friend asked her what she did to her and told her, if you're not going to be supported by your family, it's not a good thing to do, talking about joining the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. 5 years later, Crystal stands by her advice, saying, I would still give it to every single one of my friends not joining the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, when we heard about her losing these 14 friends, it was because they would come to her, they had conversations with her, allegedly talking about potentially joining the show. Now, Crystal would say, no, don't join the show. But then when she got the call, obviously she joined. When I got the call, I had mentioned it to her and she was like, well, why is it okay? And I said, well, I have support, so I hope you understand that. And she didn't. I was a little shocked that I wasn't supported, but at the same time, when I think back now, I'm like, the signs are there. Now, following the fallout between Crystal and her friend, she told Lisa Rinna that, well, this happened. And ultimately, Rinna brought up the issue on camera. I was like, okay, this is how it works. And it was annoying because we couldn't dive into it because it was about the show. As for Kyle and Kathy's antics at the Aspen Club, where she allegedly went on this whole meltdown rant, allegedly said something to the DJ, right? Crystal said that she was the one who called for the van to take her co-star home, which we absolutely knew this. She was pissed. I saw her pissed off at whatever, but you can't hear anything. In addition to Kathy's meltdown being a hot topic of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 12, fans also saw a number of the ladies, which on the show were feuding with Erica, including Crystal, who didn't understand Erica's handling of her legal situation with her soon-to-be ex-husband, Tom Girardi. That said, when asked if she likes Erica, Crystal said, yeah, I get to see different sides. I just don't like, you saw, I sometimes don't understand her position on things, and I say it out loud, but I also drop it, and we can still move forward. Now, regarding the upcoming 13th season of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Crystal commented on potential returns of Denise Richards and Camille Grammer. I know Denise a little bit. I know Camille through another friend. They both bring definitely a different element, but I don't know. I don't know the girls who are going to return from this year. Like, what is their motivation next year? If Rinna is exactly the same as she is now, bring in Denise. But what if she adjusts? That's a good point, Crystal. Good point. Guys, I don't want to just give you this information. I'm so curious what you guys think. Who should we bring back? And how do you think about, or what do you think about Crystal's position on the Fox Force 5? There's a lot of stuff that she's talking about, and she had an absolutely incredible interview with Danny Pellegrino. We love Danny Pellegrino over here. He has an incredible podcast. So yeah, go ahead. Give me your thoughts. Let me know how you feel. And before you go, don't forget that tomorrow we have a new episode of Hot Messy Podcast dropping. And in the meantime, smash that like button, get subscribed, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you so very soon. Bye, guys. Love you.